I have good news and bad news. The good news first, Drake is going home. If you've been following the Pardo case, this horrific case where CPS took a 4-year-old special needs child on October the 24th, just after 5 o'clock, the Texas Supreme Court issued an emergency stay saying that the CPS has not proven that the child would be in danger, and they said he needs to go home. Now, one of the bad news is the case is not over. So we still have CPS ongoing at the local level and family planning and home visits and all that sort of stuff. So we need to continue to work to push this CPS out of this family's life. But we're rejoicing. The Lord has answered our prayers. We're excited about what is happening there. The bad news is we have this war going on against families and children in Texas. So we've talked about the Pardo case. The James Younger case is a case that is really in the news now. We've been following that case for over a year. James and his twin brother, their parents are divorced. Mom is a pediatrician, and she has been pushing since James was 3 years old to transition him to be a girl. That's right. So this has been going on, a battle between these parents. The judge in Dallas has been siding with the mom, and so the dad went to a jury trial, and amazingly the jury ruled to give mom sole custody to enable to transition this boy with blockers and chemicals and all this stuff. It's horrific. Many people would call this real child abuse. And amazingly, the Dallas judge the day after this jury verdict ruled that both parents would still have joint custody with regard to these medical and psychological decisions. So that is great. Unfortunately, the judge issued a gag order on the father. Does that sound familiar? She doesn't want the dad to continue to talk about this case on social media because this case has blown up nationally about this issue. And then finally, we have another case we've talked about before the Texas Supreme Court where a judge in Denton gave a man who is not related to this 4-year-old child by blood or marriage joint custody against the wishes of the biological father. And that case has been, the Texas Supreme Court has issued a stay in that case as well. We filed a brief, so that case is moving forward too. So what all these issues show is that there's an attack against the family, against children in Texas. And all of these issues were before the legislature earlier this spring, and they did nothing. So don't get me wrong, I'm glad that we got tax reform. I'm glad that we got school finance dealt with, but families are important. And in the Pardo case, we see the need for CPS reform. And in the James Younger case, we see the issue for parental rights with defending the fundamental right of fit parents to make these decisions. And then in the case with regard to the Denton judge and custody, we need family law reform. And all these issues were before the legislature, and they just didn't deal with it. And these are critical issues. So I hope you will help us. So first of all, keep praying for the Pardo family and pray for the judges in all of these cases. And finally, call your legislator. Tell them that we need to defend parents and children in Texas. That issue has to be dealt with. Call the governor's office and tell him that we need to defend the fundamental right of parents in Texas. I hope you will also sign up. One of the issues that we have, sign up for our endorsements. One of the big problems that we have in Texas is that we have judges, some of whom I've mentioned, are making decisions not based on the law, but on their preferences, on their weird philosophies. And they need to follow the law. We need judges who will follow the law and defend parents and families in Texas. We're going to be endorsing elected officials, including judges. So please sign up for that and then vote. So continue to pray for these situations. Please continue to contribute to help us fight these battles. Click on the links below for more information. And thank you so much for helping us keep Texas families free.